Hey everyone, I'm super excited to talk to you guys a little bit about vendor events. So really, you guys, vendor events is a great way to get the word out about Norwex. And when I moved to North Carolina from Wisconsin 3 years ago now, I didn't know anybody besides Chris. And so really I had to get my business going any way I knew how. So before I moved, I looked into a ton of different vendor events. As we approached the fall season, you guys, there's a ton of boutiques, there's lots of sip-in shops, there's a ton of church events that you guys can go to. I did a lot of events at Lifetime. I went in there, I set up a booth, and I talked to people and got the word out that way. So really think about and start Googling those different events that you can get into, because as we get closer, they're going to get filled. So if you start looking now at the vendor events that you can do, it's going to be great for you to be able to get on that list of vendors and be able to share these products with people outside of your group or outside of the circle that you've already been working in. So I really encourage you guys to look out and see what's out there for you. I know Jen Short on our team, she created her own vendor event at a couple of breweries. So if you have a couple of friends in direct sales, you guys call them up, call a local brewery and see if you guys can go in there and set up a couple of tables and see the success that you can get from that. So there's tons of different opportunities for this, and just start on Facebook. Start looking at the different groups on Facebook, and also Google. You guys, Google is going to be your best friend. Look in the local papers, anything for the boutiques and everything that or vendor events, that are going to be coming up in your area. So but today, what I really want to talk about is how to get bookings at a party. How to get bookings at a vendor event. Now, anytime that you go into a vendor event, you guys, you want to have the mindset of, I'm at this event to get bookings on my calendar, all right? So instead of going in with the mindset of, I need to sell a bunch of stuff, don't do that. Go in with the mindset of, I need to book parties at this vendor event. And with that mindset, you guys, it's going to be a lot easier to have that conversation with somebody and ask people to have a party for you. Now, anytime that I do a vendor event, what I do is I have a table. I set up the Safe Haven package, essentially just like I do at a party, right? And I always make sure I have a mirror. So I have a mirror and butter, and then I've got a table. And I never stand behind the table. I'm always in front of the table, because I'm the one who's going to be drawing people in. They're not going to just walk up to my booth and say, oh, I love this stuff. Well, sometimes they might, but if you are in a new place, that they're probably not going to. So you really want to be out there drawing those people in. Now, what I do to get people to kind of look at what I'm talking about is I'll ask everybody as they're walking by, I'll say to them, hey, would you be interested in watching a 20-second demonstration that I've got? And most people will say, yeah, that sounds good. So I take the butter, I put it on the mirror, I take the cloth, and I'll say, this is our cleaning cloth, and I'll clean it, and then I'll take the purple one, and then I'll dry it. Now, if people are wowed, most people are wowed, and they're going to be like, how in the heck does that work? Then I go into a little bit about the properties, right? I go into a little bit about the microfiber and the silver. And if they're still excited about that, then they're like, how do I get one of these? I'll tell them, you know what, there's two different ways that you can buy these, or there's two different ways that you can get these. Number one, you can buy them from me. I've got a couple behind my booth here. Or the second way is you can have a party and you can earn them for free. And the best thing is I'm going to give you a couple of these samples so you can take them home so you can start using them right away. Now, when I was new here, you guys, I was desperate for bookings. So I gave out full samples or full size basic packs to everybody who booked a party with me. Now, if you don't have that kind of inventory, you can cut them in 4s, you can cut them in 6s, whatever it is. You want to make sure somebody goes home with those samples or the full size basic pack in their hands. All right. So once they say, oh, I think I might want to do a party and share these products with other people, have your calendar right there so then you can find a date. All right. So the most important thing is to get a date down for that person to be able to do the party for you. So, but go in with the mindset of, I need to get bookings at this party. or at this vendor event, and then every time you're talking to somebody, you're asking them, hey, would you be interested in having a party and sharing these products with your friends? I would love to help you get, you know, all these free products in your house so you can start using them. Use mop month, you guys. If you've got a vendor events coming up, you say, hey, I would love to get you the free mop, you know, would you be interested in having a party? So you're going to hear a lot of no's. I just want you to know that up front. Don't think that you're going to go into a vendor event and you're going to book 20 parties, because that's typically not how it works. I always keep my expectations fairly low, because you just don't know what you're going to get. You can either have a great party or a great vendor event and you're going to book tons of parties and sell products, or you can go to a vendor event and do nothing. I did one vendor event that literally, you guys, I was at it was in December, and I sold nothing. I didn't even talk to anybody about, I mean, I talked to people, but that nobody wanted to have a party. And so I was literally out there for 8 hours. And then I did another event where I booked 3 parties and I sold $200 worth of stuff. So, I mean, really, you just never know what's going to happen. I know Vicki Mitchum out in Oregon, she had huge success with this, you guys, and she booked 7 parties at her vendor event. I mean, that is amazing. So congrats to you, Vicki. So you guys, you just never know, but I'm telling you, if you put the energy out there to be able to start working your business and getting the word out and letting people know what you're here to do, then that's going to come back to you. So I think any vendor event is worth you checking out and you setting up a booth and you getting out and start talking to people. So please post below if you have any questions, and I'd love to answer them for you. All right, good luck, you guys.